France absolutely annihilated Wales yesterday, and in this video we're going to be going over the France player ratings versus Wales. There were some really good individual performances, some really good big names putting in some really big performances, and I think in this video there's going to be a lot of high ratings. There's also going to be a few okay ratings, but I mean France overall played really well, and I think they really dominated Wales, and probably 1 to 15 every player probably got the best of their opposition. But let's get right into it. And number 1, Jean-Baptiste Gros. I've gone for a 7 out of 10 for Jean-Baptiste Gros. I thought he had a solid outing. Him and Aldegheri having consistently good performances is very key for France going forward, especially going up against bigger teams and against a very, very charged up physical Italian pack next week. At number 2, Julien Marchand. I've gone for a 7.5 out of 10. He was all over the park. He had a few handling errors, but the way France play, it was always going to happen. I mean, he got a try and he worked. He really did the dirty work well for France, and that's necessary for the backs to be able to do what they do best. He had the most carries of any French forward with 11 carries, so that kind of contributed to a 7.5 out of 10. At number 3, Dorian Aldegheri. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. Just like Gross, he was solid, he was good at set piece, and he's going to really have to work hard this week because the Italians are going to come and it's going to be a very tough game for France next week. I think the forward battle next week is going to be awesome to watch, but I really like the look of this France front row, but I know that Italian front row, Fischetti, Bortolomeo, and Ferrari are really coming, and they're gonna be tough to beat. But yeah, this France front row, they get their hard work done around the park. So 7 for Jean-Baptiste Gros, 7.5 for Julien Marchand, and a 7 for Dorian Aldegheri. And number 4, Charles Olivon. I've gone for an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, Charles Olivon is an absolute machine. Seeing him playing at his best and playing to his strengths right now is a really scary sight. I've said it before, but moving him to lock honestly was a genius play. He plays the lock role well, like at set piece and getting the unseen dirty work done, but his athletic ability and his ability to outpace backline players, get involved with the backline and contribute to tries and line breaks makes him a freak right now. I mean, he has the pace of an outside centre and he runs like it sometimes. He's been one of the standouts over the last 2 games for France, and I think it'll be interesting to see if he can keep this up against like the likes of an Italy or some bigger teams down the line. But I really am liking the look of Charles Olivon right now. He's playing really good rugby, so 8.5 for him. Number 5, Michael Guillard. I've gone for a 7.5 out of 10. He works very hard off the ball. He's a great ball carrier and he's a really key part of the engine room to get dominance over the opposition forward pack for France. He was a really key guy in the engine room for France to get dominance over Wales, and I think he's going to be a big factor next week going into the Italian game, because I mean that Italy forward pack is no joke, and they're going to need the likes of a Guillard and Charles Olivon to maybe step it up even another level physically, because I mean for locks now they are very good locks, but they kind of play a loose forward style of game, so it's going to be very interesting to see the contrast between a Zambanin and a Canone versus a Guillard and Olivon next week, but I cannot wait for it. Number 6, Francois Cross. I've gone for a 7.5 out of 10. I thought Francois Cross had a really solid game. He carried well when given the opportunity, but what I like most about him is he gets through a lot of the unseen hard graft. I mean, he is a key player in this France forward pack and he made 18 tackles, which just proves it. Number 7, Oscar Giroud. I've gone for a 7.5 out of 10 as well. He is basically the Franco Mostert for this France team. Obviously, as a South African fan, I see Franco Mostert a lot, and I think Oscar Giroud has a lot in common with him. He's a key player that doesn't get seen very much, but he gets overlooked for how important he actually is. I mean, he made 20 tackles this game, which just proves how impactful he is without people actually really realizing it and seeing it. But he's a very key part of this team, and he's really come on leaps and bounds recently. I thought a year ago to now, he's really grown as a player and matured into a very good international level player. Number 8, Anthony Jalonge. I've gone for a 7.5 out of 10. I think this guy's absolutely ruthless in the contact area and he doesn't ever allow himself to go backwards in contact. He doesn't really play a traditional number 8 role, but with players like Cross, Guillard and Olivon, he can play his game, which is getting stuck in on defense and being relentless at ruck time. So I think having guys like a Guillard, a Cross and a Olivon allow him to play to his style, because those guys are basically like 8th man, number 8, loose forward style player. So every single player in this team can play to their strengths right now, which is really benefiting this forward pack overall from France. But I really like Anthony Jalonge, and as I've said before, and I'll say this in every video, his combination with Dupont is really key for this team, especially since they've been playing together since they were kids. Number 9, Antoine Dupont. I've gone for a 9 out of 10. He was phenomenal. Every time he touched the ball, he made a positive impression on the game. He was very strong with his carries. He showed clean footwork. His kicking game was on point, and he showed off his individual brilliance to help France put Wales to bed early. I mean, he is definitely back at his best, and if he can keep this up against bigger teams, I think France are going to have a lot of big wins this year. And I think he can, honestly. He's really looking like he's back in form, back in the form he was before injury, and I think right now that's a scary sight for other teams in the Six Nations. Mathieu Jalibert, number 10. I've gone for a 9 out of 10. The France number 10 jersey is definitely his now. I mean, this guy's come such a long way. He has a huge bag of tricks. I mean, he can change the game with his running ability, footwork, his kicking variations, his chip kicks, his grubbers, and he beats the first defender nearly every time he has ball in hand. He had 14 carries for 93 meters, 6 offloads, and 3 try assists, which just shows how badly he was pestering the Welsh defense. I mean, 14 carries is a lot for a fly-off anyways. 93 meters is a lot for any position. 6 offloads, clean offloads as well, putting his team in better positions to score or break the line, and 3 try assists. That is incredible. That is really good stats. I mean, it just backs up what you see with the eye. This guy's been phenomenal. 9 out of 10. Number 11, Louis Bielbarri. I've gone for an 8.5 out of 10. He worked really well off his wing. I mean, getting involved all over the field. The French backline is really gelling together, and he is benefiting from it. I think right now I would say he is the best wing on earth, and he's currently the in-form winger in the world right now, to be honest. I think right now it's probably Louis Bielbarri, if I had to think of some names in my head, Jason Colby, Kurtley Aronson. There's a few other guys as well, but at number 1 right now is probably Louis Bielbarri, and that's coming from a Springbok fan. He did miss a few tackles, but I mean, his attacking impact can't be overlooked, and that's why I've given him an 8.5 out of 10. Now on to number 12, the exciting Fabien Brau-Bory. I've gone for an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, both the power centers really impressed me, but as someone that doesn't really watch the top 14 often, seeing some of these guys at this level for the first time, they were incredible as a center combination. The France center depth, honestly, is really scary right now. I mean, Brau-Bory was a massive running threat to Wales with 3 line breaks, 8 defenders beaten. While other players may have been covered a little bit more, it did allow opportunities for him to do what he does best. But he also made a very impressive 18 tackles by himself. So, I mean, he's really made a massive impression on the selectors and the coaching staff for France right now. Even on me as a neutral fan, Fabien Brau-Bory was awesome. So, an 8.5 out of 10. Was going to give him a 9, but I think there were some other guys that maybe had a 9 performance. But 18 tackles with 3 line breaks and 8 defenders beaten is a lot. Number 13, Emilien Galeton. I hope I said that right. Someone did comment, so thank you so much, whoever did comment for that. I learned from that. All the French fans have really been so grateful for all the support and you guys helping me to pronounce some of the names. So I'm going to say it again. Emilien Galeton. I hope that's right. I've gone for a 7.5 out of 10. He combines really well with his fellow PAL teammates in the centres. I think he's a very clinical player, and I would like to see both of them get more game time together going forward. Obviously, I'm not too sure how long Mo Fana and Deportes' injuries are, but I'd like to see these guys get a lot more game time as well going forward. It's going to be very interesting to see who they select going forward after the other guys are healthy, because, I mean, if these guys play like that, it's going to be a scary sight. And the other centres last week played really well as well. I think playing them together allowed them both to be more comfortable and allowed them to play to their strengths from early on in the game. I mean, they looked quite comfortable early on, and I think that's because they were playing together and they've been playing together for a while now. At number 14, Theo Atusogbe, I've gone for an 8.5 out of 10. He was given much more opportunities and space in this week's game than compared to last week's game against Ireland. He is definitely one to watch. I mean, wow, he is so good. He is good under the high ball. His footwork is dangerous. His pace caught me off guard. He's actually very quick. I think he has what it takes to be a world-class winger. But, I mean, if you look at the fundamental base that makes a winger world-class, it's being good under the high ball, being able to work well off their wing, and be able to impact the game in other ways than just scoring, as well as having a high IQ. And I think he has all of these attributes, and he does them very well. So I think he honestly has scary potential if he can keep this up. He's a really good player and I rate him quite highly. So 8.5 for him. Number 15, Thomas Ramos. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. This is a weird one because he had a really bad missed kick, which is definitely unlike him. It's not a characteristic of him, very uncharacteristic of him. But he impacted the game very well. I mean, especially in the second half, his running and attacking game improved, especially over the last few years. His attacking and running game has really improved. He makes a lot of impacts on the game. I mean, he made 37 passes, which just shows how much of a key playmaker role he plays in this France side. But he also did have 5 turnovers, which kind of made me give him a score of 7 out of 10. I think he can play better. I think he can play a bit more of a cleaner game. And I think he will against the likes of an Italy. He definitely tightens it up a bit more against those teams and plays a bit more of a well-polished game. But I mean, he's still one of my favorite players to watch. And he's got an attitude on him, but I absolutely love it. He's an awesome player, but 7 out of 10 for this week. Number 16, Maxime Lamotte. I've gone for a 6.5 out of 10. I think he did well when he came on. His set piece was solid and he did add value from the bench. So 6.5 for him. Number 17. I've gone for a 6 for both Rodrigue Neti and Reggie Montan. I think the replacement front row didn't impact the game as much as they would have liked. I mean, this was during a period that Wales seemed to maybe get a bit more comfortable and maybe get back in the game a bit more. Obviously, France were far in the lead, but it just seemed like the reserve front row for France didn't have the same impact overall that the starters did, and they're going to really have to fix this before next week's game, because Italy's bench front row, I mean, especially with like Mirko Spagnuolo right now, you saw what they did to Tide Furlong. They're going to really have to sort that out going into next week's game, because, I mean, Italy right now are in the form of their lives, and their front row and their forward pack is being really dominant. So that's going to be interesting to see how they fix that in the week, because the bench front row from France, has to really step up next week against Italy. Number 19, Thibaut Flamand. I've gone for a 6.5 out of 10. It was really good to see him back on the pitch. He got stuck in as soon as he came on, and he'll be an important player for France going forward. Number 20, Emmanuel Mialfu. I've gone for a 6. Didn't really get to see enough. He went off after 12 minutes, but he looked ready to go and impose his physical dominance over the Welsh team. I was really excited to see him get some more game time. Unfortunately, he went off, but a 6 out of 10 because I didn't see too much. Number 21, Lenny Nushi. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. He was one of the more impressive players off the bench for France. He put in some huge defensive hits, and he carried with a lot of intent and aggression. He never ever took a backward step, and this is something that the coaches will really have been impressed by from him. I think he's definitely the type of guy that can make a big impact for France off the bench going forward, and he's going to be a very key player for them, because the France bench needs to be good, especially in big games against big teams, because their starters are really good and they have some quality players on the bench. They just need to come on and make probably the same impact that the starters do at the start of the game when they start so quick. Number 22, Baptiste Seren. I've gone for a 7.5 out of 10. When I saw him come on early in the second half, I was so happy. I even stood up. I was so happy. You know, everybody that watches this channel knows he's one of my favorite players. His first touch was an incredible snipe and line break, and I think Wales thought they could relax the fact that Dupont went off, not realizing that Baptiste Seren is probably the second most dangerous attacking scrum off in the entire Six Nations right now. So that was weird to see, but he made a very positive impact, and he boosted I think he definitely boosted his internal ranking within the coaching staff and the selectors and the team going forward. So I'm really hoping he can get more opportunities, especially against good teams. He has really crisp service. He's quick over the ball. He's a very good player. He's got a very good instinctual player. He's got a good kicking game, and he's got everything going for him. He's got all the attributes to be a world-class scrum off, and he is a world-class scrum off. So I'm very happy he's getting an opportunity, and if he has a good Six Nations now, which he's already having, he could be the number 2 scrum off going into the 2027 World Cup. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with the 4 scrum offs they have right now, with Lagarek being out and Maxime Luku as well. So that's going to be very interesting. Number 23, Noah Nene. I've gone for a 6 out of 10. Didn't really get to see enough of him, but what I did see was a few really exciting plays and a few very exciting touches from him, which got me really excited to see how he would do with more consistent game time. But obviously he didn't get that much game time, but he did look very exciting, and I think he's been spoken about a lot in the week, and I would really like to see him get a lot more consistent game time. But that is my player ratings, guys. If you do agree, if you don't agree, let me know in the comments down below. Massive game next week, France versus Italy. I'll be doing a preview. I'll be covering everything. I'll be saying who I think both teams should select and who they might select as well, so stay tuned for those videos. I think this is going to be one of the best games of the weekend. I think England and Ireland, and then Italy versus France is going to be the 2 main games of the weekend. Obviously Scotland versus Wales could be a good one. I mean, Wales did look a little bit better against France in some ways, but I'll be doing a video covering that as well. But guys, if you do enjoy the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.